Going to question 22 now. We always start with the prompt, and this is the prompt that tells you it's a grammar question. So let's read with an eye toward grammar. In 1943, this professor was recruited by the military to help the war effort by solving equations. Her subsequent career would involve more than just equations, though. As a pioneering computer programmer, she would help to usher in the digital age. So before we go any further, let's just bring up the rules for colon, semicolon, and long dash, which we definitely think you should learn verbatim according to this list. But right now for the colon, the first part is an independent clause, and the second part has to be anything that describes the first part. So that actually fits great here because we're hearing Hopper's subsequent career would involve more than just equations. So that's an independent clause. The word though, that's a modifier. It's a little incomplete sentence part that you can connect with a comma. So her career would involve more than just equations, though. So that all, we could put a period right there and it would be okay. But the second part is also describing the first part. As a pioneering computer programmer, Hopper would help usher in the digital age. So this is a perfect colon situation. And so our answer here is A. Now, just quickly talking about why some of the wrong answers are wrong. If we were to pick B, we would have a comma splice because this modifier is something that we read as if it weren't there. And that would leave you with an independent clause on this part of the sentence, followed by another independent clause, something that could have been its own sentence on this side. And when you have two independent clauses with a comma between, we call that a comma splice. So 22 is wrong because after you remove the modifier, it leaves you with a comma splice. C is wrong because the word though is in the wrong part of the sentence. Putting the word though in the second part of the sentence kind of says, let me actually just change the color so we can get a better idea here. I'm going to go ahead and color this part green. And putting the word though in the orange part of the sentence says that the orange part is a contrast against the green part, which is not true. What's actually happening is that the green part is a contrast against the blue part. And so the word though is kind of positioned perfectly wrong to mess that up. So we've gotten rid of B and C so far. And I think D is kind of the easy one to get rid of because it would just be so awkward to have no punctuation at all there. Hopper's subsequent career would involve more than just equations, though as a computer programmer, she would help. So you kind of need some punctuation here. But also putting the word though with no punctuation says her career would involve more than just equations, although as a computer programmer, she ushered in the digital age. So it's kind of doing the same thing as C, which is saying that the second statement is a contrast against the first, which is actually wrong in this situation. So the answer here is A.